And the co-creating the relationship, competency number 5, maintains presence. Marker number 2 says that the coach demonstrates curiosity during the coaching process. So curiosity is an interesting thing. It's a little bit hard to point and say, yep, that was a curious question. Yep, that was a curious question. Yep, that was a curious question. I think the way that curiosity shows up, yeah, sometimes it'll be in questions, but often the way it shows up is that the coach sees into the client and they get connected and they want to know more. They want to bring out more, I should say, because it's not about the coach. I'm curious. I want data. I want to know what happened last week. That's not what curiosity is. It's not curiosity for the coach or for the coach's benefit. It's for the client's benefit. What is it that the client can uncover if we dig just one layer deeper? Oh, I wonder what it is that they need to understand. I wonder what it is that they are starting to recognize. Oh, I saw that look. There was like a little look on their face. I wonder what that is. Right. So as you get into some of these other markers like active listening, you'll see that there's things about the client notices imagery shifts and nonverbal cues and things like that. Facial expressions, body expressions. There is a difference between I am checking the box. I saw your face do that. What was that? Oh, I saw you do this. What did that mean? Oh, I've got to ask about a word. Oh, I heard you say that word. It's not about checking the box to say, yep, I'm actively listening. I met that competency marker. That's a completely different experience for both you and your client. It's about truly being curious. I saw that. I wonder what that means. I wonder what's happening for the client that we need to uncover. Let me pull that out. Let me pull on that string and see what happens. For me, another way to really be present and to be curious is when the client is talking and they're giving their story or they're kind of getting into a bit of detail, and I'm like, this is getting a bit long. Sometimes you think that. What I've trained myself to instead do is, I wonder why they're telling me this. Let me focus a little bit more and see what's happening. What's behind these words? There's something going on. There's a reason why they're telling me this. What is it? And so that gives me the ability to connect and to reflect. So as I hear you talk about this, it seems like you want this, but this is what's happening instead. Is that right? Right? So that ability to be curious actually comes in there, right? Marker number 3 is about managing your own emotions in order to be able to stay present with the client. And so that's a little bit of an example of what I just said, right? If you feel your mind wandering off, how do you bring it back? If you feel tired or frustrated, how do you set that aside and be present with the client? If you've got stuff happening in your life, happening in the world, how do you not let that interfere? But then there's also this part of it that is being able to control your emotions so that you don't get sucked into the client's emotions, right? So if the client comes in and they are despondent and down and dragging and like just having a miserable day and everything is negative, especially if what they're talking about is stuff that you're frustrated about it too. You think it's negative, or you could see that. Maybe you relate to that. You have to control your emotions so that you don't get sucked into where the client is. You can't help them if you're in their space. That is sympathy. It's not empathy. Empathy stands on the outside and says, I can see what's happening, and I'm going to throw you a lifeline and help you get out. Sympathy is, I see what's happening and I get it, and I'm going to get in there with you because I know it's bad, and it's bad for me too. So now we can both drown in these negative emotions. That's not helpful for the client. That's not managing your own emotions. You'll also find that sometimes the client comes in and they're like, they're spinning and they're talking really fast and they're really, really into things and excited. Maybe they're upset. And yes, you want to match that energy if it's helpful. But if the client is getting wound up and they're talking about things and they're starting to actually get wound up and move into a space that's not a helpful state for them, then it's your responsibility to help them come out of that. You don't want to get sucked into it and be in there with them, and then you're enabling them to take this forward tumble that's not going to end in the result that they want for the conversation. So you need to manage your own emotions, separate your emotions from your clients, be willing to be connected to them, be willing to share who you are with them, celebrate with them, and at the same time, not let your emotions and their emotions converge and become one.